I want to get your thoughts on something else, Tanvir, just briefly, and that is women in the Liberal Party, the so-called women problem, the recognition that the Liberals don't have enough female politicians. Scott Morrison has talked about that on the weekend. He says, of course, they need to pre-select more women, need to get more women in Parliament, but they've just got to do that, get the job done, no need for targets, quotas, anything. Is that good enough? Is it going to work?
Look, I'm all for what I often find when you have these kind of competition between different identity groups. So I effectively come from an identity group being from an ethnic group. I find the whole... There's almost an over-emphasis on the woman thing right across, not just in politics, but also in business. And I think what it ends up doing is favouring the most privileged women, the most middle class, the ones who already have the most access to the most privilege. It often gives them a leg up. That's my impression. And it often, what it will do is discriminate against people like me. So you'll have like someone from sub-Saharan Africa up against like a white middle class woman, and he'll get done over because he's male privilege. But look, the broader point, having more women in the party, more women in politics, absolutely. Like, you know, I'm certainly not against that, and I do think...
When you're playing identity politics, though, mate, you've got to tick off as many as you can, you know. So, I mean, if you're a woman, wow, then you're right.
I'd be on fire. Yeah,
Bangladeshi Muslim-raised woman, yeah, how are you going to lose pre-selection?
But that's the problem here, because I do think it'll end up favouring... to be honest, likewise from ethnic groups, even say, if you had a quota for ethnic groups, you'll end up picking... You'll get the most middle-class, highly educated people from ethnic groups who aren't terribly disadvantaged.
Fair enough. Good point, Tanvir. But, Jane, I hate playing this identity politics game, but the simple point is they do need to ensure they get more women into politics. You know, sort of a quarter of their cohort is simply not good enough, whether you think that's in representative terms, but certainly in political terms.
Yeah, and Scott Morrison saying that it has to be on merit, no quotas. They need to look at the pre-selection process. They also need to look at getting women to join the Liberal Party very clearly, so that when you're going through that pre-selection process, there are women who are members of the party. And I saw that recently in the Battle for Curtin, which Celia Hammond won handsomely, and she's an absolutely terrific candidate. But, you know, the Liberal Party, I feel, has been... And I don't like gender quotas, I don't like any of it. But I feel that they have been found lacking. I feel that they've been too slow to come to the party on this one.
They need lots of people to join their parties, lots of people, men and women, but especially women, as you say.
Yeah, and I think that they've been found wanting a little bit. I agree with Tanvir on, you know, you need the best person for the job and you shouldn't really be playing identity politics, but by the same token, obviously, Scott Morrison feels they have to lift their game, so let's see what they can do.